Welcome to the podcast for Brain and Courtlin in the morning on 98.1 K-Hawk.
Cedar Rapids, #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Morgan Wallen with Eric Church and Man-Made Bar. Good morning, it's Brain and Courtlin on a Wednesday.
Hello.
Good morning.
Greetings.
Indeed.
I'll tell you what. I had a rough start to my morning because I let Tater out to go to the bathroom.
Sure.
And he immediately started barking, and I could not get him to stop. I am outside in my pajamas, just yelling as quietly as possible for him to get his butt back in the house. And he did not care. He just kept running around the backyard. And I was like, I was so furious because I also really had to pee. I hadn't gone pee yet, but I'm like, I have to address this issue before I can go to the bathroom. So
much going on.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, I made it to work on time, but I'm very frustrated. I'm
so happy that both you and your dog were able to go to the bathroom and get to work on time.
You know, it's the worst when you have to go to the bathroom, but you're like, I can't think about this right now because I have to yell at my dog at 4 a.m.
I have the perfect solution for you. You and your dog going to the bathroom together.
Yes, I'll just walk out to the backyard. Hey, it'll be great.
It's dark. It's early. It's nature.
Absolutely not.
I'm kidding, of course. I'm just throwing that out there. Oh, man. If you're Courtlin's neighbors that are listening.
No. What a nightmare.
I'm joking at the thought of you squatting in your own backyard. All right, I'm sorry.
That's not an image we wanted to put in anyone's head this morning.
Welcome to Wednesday. Don't blame me. I guess you have to. It's my fault. So
yeah, this was a real awkward way to start the show.
Listen, I completely sympathize because one of my pet peeves is when Rigby has to go, like right before I have to walk out the door to work. Mm-hmm. And he's just standing there.
Dilly-dallying.
And he's like wagging his tail and I'm like, oh. Holly's not going to get up right now. I have to. I have to unless I want something in my house peed on. So.
Well, when it's nice outside especially, like it's really nice out
Beautiful
this morning.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm not coming inside. And I'm like, the heck you aren't. And I had to hunt him down.
For more advice on how to train your dog, contact Brain and Courtlin via the 98.1 K-Hawk app.
Tater is the opposite of trained.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a wild boy.
Rigby's not trained. He's trained, but not trained well. Trained to love red pasta sauce.
He's trained when he feels like it.
That's right. He stole a piece of chicken, by the way, off of Carly's dinner plate on Sunday. On Mother's Day, I grilled some chicken, and Carly had a pretty sizable piece on her plate, and she just happened to turn to get something, and Rigby's like, sucker! Yeah! And he's over there in a corner going, chomping it down.
Eating it as fast as possible before you can take it away.
This is bigger than I thought it was. So,
and you're like, well, now you don't get dinner. Great job.
That is correct. I'm not refilling your bowl. It's Brain and Courtlin on K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids, #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Beat of the music from Brett Eldridge. Good morning. It's Brain and Courtlin. And we are continuing to get you qualified for that huge flyaway to see Luke Combs. He's going to be in concert in Phoenix this June, and you can be there too.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Warm, sunny Phoenix with Luke hanging out. Eating something delicious.
You're making it sound like they get to become best friends.
Well, I was in Phoenix in February, and it's a really cool place. We had some amazing Mexican food while we were in Phoenix. It was fantastic. So really, you can make like a whole week of this.
So yeah, here's the cool thing about this trip. We cover your airfare, your hotel. We even throw in $500 spending cash. You can do with that whatever you want.
Whatever you wish.
Hello, Phoenix. I'm loaded. Here's my money. Just take it.
Yeah. If you're careful with it. Don't just go making it rain.
Yeah. I mean, listen, $500 goes quicker than you think. But here's the deal. Luke Combs in this tour, breaking records at every stop. And I don't have any doubt that Phoenix is going to be the same story. We'll give you your first code coming up this morning at 8:20. Enter it on the K-Hawk app to enter to win.
I saw that Haley Witters has been opening for Luke on a few of his tour dates, and one of them was in Florida, and she looks like she's having a heck of a good time.
Who wouldn't be having a heck of a time on that world tour with Luke Combs? More codes coming up today with your country concert leader, 98.1 K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids, #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Billy Currington, it's Brain and Courtlin on a Wednesday morning. Got a phone call last week from Unity Point Health, which is where I go to have my health procedures done, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what this phone call is. I don't have any appointments scheduled here in the near future. I haven't been to the doctor in a while, knock on wood. And so I answer the phone, and they're like, hello, Mr. Brainerd. We're calling to schedule your colonoscopy.
Oh, boy.
And I went,
yay!
Could there have been a better phone call?
Oh, yeah, because you're turning 50, right?
Yeah, and listen, I had a complete physical done last year with my new provider, and things turned out fine. It was just I hadn't had a complete physical, like with blood work and everything done for a while, and it was time.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm looking. I Googled colonoscopy.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Because I just wanted to know more.
No, what more do you need to know, Courtlin?
There's like an artistic drawing of what it looks like.
Oh, my God.
And now I can't look at you.
Yeah, how do you think I feel? So anyway.
But it's so important to do this. It's so important. It's crucial.
And so I have my first colonoscopy scheduled coming up in early December. And I'll have to check and see. I have the date. I don't want to say it here on the air because I don't want people,
like wishing you
sending
you a card.
Hey, thinking
Happy
of you.
colonoscopy day.
Have fun drinking that liquid stuff.
Oh, I hear that. It is so disgusting.
I
heard that that's honestly the worst part of it.
So Holly has had one done before, and so she drank her liquid, and I think she cut it with a little bit of Gatorade. That was the only way she could get it down.
Oh.
But I hear that other people use like those little Mios, those.
Okay.
So they squirt little flavor into their torture, and so that's how they deal with it. So, but yeah, I mean, listen, it's important. It needs to be done.
Would you like me to read you the description of what a colonoscopy is?
I know what a colonoscopy is.
Maybe not all of our listeners know what a colonoscopy is.
Well, don't Google an image like Courtlin just did.
I didn't Google the image. It just came up when I Googled the word.
Well, you don't want to know the image in my mind
right
now.
Okay, a colonoscopy, I'll show you in a minute, is a procedure in which a doctor uses a flexible tube with a camera on one end called a colonoscope or scope to look inside your rectum and colon. The rectum and colon make up most of your large intestine.
Rectum damn near killed him. Sorry.
Okay.
I had to.
I don't want to.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm not looking forward to it. There are a lot of reasons I'm not looking forward to it. Once again, drinking of the liquid. And then, I mean, I think you're lightly sedated. You're awake, but you kind of realize what's going on, but you don't really care. I mean, they've got to give you something. Magnesium
citrate is the beverage that you have to drink.
And I know that depending on where you go to get your colonoscopy done, I've heard that there are some people that don't have to drink that nasty stuff. There are other ways to cleanse you, so to speak. So, But anyway, for those of you out there who've had one done, I'm about to join the club. And while we laugh and joke and kid about where things are going and what has to happen, like we said, it's an important medical procedure to rule certain things out. So,
well, I can't wait to hear all about it.
Huh? What better way to ring in the holiday season than with a colonoscopy?
It's funny because December is always the time of year that I'm home for Christmas, and that's when I make my appointments with my lady doctor. So, December, not a great month.
It's the most butt clenching time of the year. All right. So
okay,
listen,
well, now that we've gotten this out of the way.
While this has been a bit awkward.
I feel cleansed.
That might be the wrong term to use. While we may joke and laugh, it is important to get these things done.
It is.
It's Braden Courtlin on 98.1 K-Hawk.
Hey, Hawk, good morning. You are caller number 10. Woo!
Yeah, what is your name?
Taylor.
Taylor, what you up to this morning?
I am driving to work.
Yeah.
Well, this is a good way to start the day.
I know. I just turned the radio on. I just happened to hear.
Well, your timing is perfect because you've won tickets to go see Cody Johnson at the Great Jones County Fair. Nice job.
Awesome. Thank you.
Nice job, Taylor, picking up Cody Johnson tickets this morning. Just that easy. More chances to win tomorrow and Friday for the show at the Great Jones County Fair.
What time are we doing it tomorrow?
9:05.
Okay, so a little bit later on.
9:05 with your country concert leader, 98.1 K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. That's Luke Combs. It's Brady Courtland. Don't forget we've got your first Luke Combs flyaway code coming up this morning at 8:20. Last night, it was the regular season tip-off for the WNBA. There were a couple of games that were on ESPN2, also streamed by Disney+. The first game featuring Caitiln Clark and the Indiana Fever. They began their season on the road in Connecticut, taking on the Connecticut Sun.
And how was the game? Because I know you watched it.
Yeah, I tuned in and watched the beginning of it and then off and on as the Indiana Fever. Listen, they've had the number one pick in the WNBA draft the past 2 seasons. And that's because they're not a very good team. So last year they drafted Leah Boston, number 1 overall. This past April, they drafted Caitiln Clark, number 1 overall. And so it's going to take a while for them to build up that team. And they looked like a team that just wasn't very good last night. They didn't play real well. Caitiln Clark struggled, especially in the first half. And I think she has a couple of things going against her.
High expectations?
High expectations, and I think a lot of players in the league are going to make it their personal mission
to shut her down.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. They said, we have heard nothing but Caitiln Clark hype about how she's going to come in and dominate the WNBA like she dominated college.
And they're like, absolutely not.
Not on my watch. And last night, you could tell right from the tip that Connecticut was like, we are going to smother her on defense. We are going to double team her on defense. And listen, in college basketball, even when you're playing in a Power 5 conference like the Big Ten, you're going to face great defenders, but not everybody on every Big Ten team is a great defender. When you go into the professional ranks, these are the best women's basketball players in the world. Mm-hmm. And they're going to get up in your face and play defense, and that's what happened last night. Caitiln Clark ended up, I think, with 20 points. She had a better second half. However, the real place where she struggled last night, she had 10 turnovers. And
I don't know what that means.
That means she turned the ball over. That means that she did not get an assist. She turned it over. So you can't do that in any sport, but especially basketball. So that was not great. She told reporters after the game, quote, "There's going to be good ones. There's going to be bad ones." She's also only been practicing with her new teammates for a month.
That was going to be my next point. They just became a full team, you know?
I was watching her last night in her Indiana Fever jersey, and I kept thinking to myself, she was just wearing an Iowa jersey a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Remember she was a Hawkeye just a few months ago, and now all of a sudden she's a pro, and we're just expecting her. I think a lot of fans are like, oh, she's going to come in and do the same thing. Listen, she did hit a few three-pointers last night. She did settle in, but she's a rookie. Also, in game number 2 last night, the Las Vegas Aces, the 2-time defending WNBA champions, they also have a couple of former Hawkeyes on the team. In center Megan Gustafson and, of course, Kate Martin making the team.
How did that game go?
I know the Aces won. They're really good. They're a really good team. Kate Martin probably won't see the court that much this season because the Las Vegas Aces are really good. They looked like obviously, they're a championship team, and they looked great last night. However, I did not see if Kate Martin got in. I did see Megan Gustafson play a few minutes. So, by the way, Lisa Bluter giving her first interview since retiring as Iowa women's basketball coach. She confirmed that she will be in Indianapolis on Thursday for the Indiana Fever home opener. So she's going to go see Caitiln Clark play.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah, which is cool. She also said she's going to go see Kate Martin and Megan Gustafson play in Vegas later in the month. So
why wouldn't she?
Yeah, she's retired.
She can do whatever she wants.
She's got all this free time to travel. But anyway, for those of you expecting Caitiln Clark to just dominate from the get-go, listen, it's not going to happen, but she's going to be okay.
Give it some time.
Give it more than one game. How about that?
Yeah.
It's Braden Courtlin on 98.1 K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids number 1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. This is how we roll, FGL Luke Bryan. Good morning, it's Braden Courtlin. We've got a new way to roll and tour and party in downtown Cedar Rapids, and this thing looks pretty darn cool.
Well, it's funny that I happened to notice this so soon after coming back from Nashville.
Yeah, because this is something you'd see in Nashville.
Oh, yeah, this is something that you see nonstop in Nashville, and that's different types of party buses that are rolling down the street with people having the time of their lives. A lot of bachelor parties, a lot of bachelorette parties, birthdays, stuff like that. Well, now there is a company here in Eastern Iowa called T&D Party Wagon, and they announced earlier this month that starting this Saturday, they are going to be launching public rides on their open-air party bus.
Okay, you have my attention.
So it's a party bus, But essentially, they took the sides and the roof off of the bus.
Oh, okay.
So you get to stand up there, enjoy a beer, and ride around downtown Cedar Rapids. And they have music and stuff like that, too. 8 speakers, a subwoofer, party lights, and then there's a driver and then an additional attendant to help monitor everything.
Okay. So now they're going to be offering public tours of downtown Cedar Rapids on Fridays and Saturdays. Each tour lasts 2 hours. There's also a 20-minute stop in the middle of the tour at a bar in downtown. And you can find the tour times for Fridays and Saturdays up on the K-Hawk app.
Yeah, 5:30 is the first one on Friday, with the last one going until 12:30. And then on Saturday, they have tours starting at noon all the way until the final one at 10 p.m.
So because you are able to get on this vehicle and drink, this is obviously a 21 and over tour bus.
Yes, and then any beverages that you bring on the tour bus must have an ABV of 8% or below.
Okay.
So I think that rules out liquor. But you can drink beer.
There you go. Well, listen, I mean, you're having a good time. And I got a feeling, I mean, have you seen the forecast for this weekend? It looks amazing.
Oh, that's good.
I can't wait to see if this thing is rolling through downtown this week with a bunch of party revelers on it.
Well, it looks like last weekend they had kind of a test run.
Okay.
And there's a video of everybody riding along in this, and it looks like a lot of fun. And obviously it's available for private tours as well as public ones, but you can actually buy a ticket for $25 to get on the bus and ride around for a couple hours.
All right, the T&D Party Wagon making its debut this weekend. If you want to find out how you can book your trip on it, check out some photos of the Party Wagon and see what it would be like to travel through downtown in the open air. We have all that info up on the 98.1 K-Hawk app. Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Luke Bryan, I don't want this night to end. Brain and Courtlin on a Wednesday morning. And yesterday, we enjoyed another fantastic listener lunch. We were back at Stadium Bar and Grill off of Rockford Road in Cedar Rapids.
And like usual, I ate so much food that I couldn't eat for the rest of the day. Because you and I decided we were going to share some nachos as an appetizer. And then I ended up ordering a burger with mac and cheese on top of it.
Yeah, you did. That thing looked amazing.
And then the homemade chips and French onion dip as a side. Holy cow. It was so good. So
I know after first week of listener lunch, we talked about how great the chicken sandwiches are at Stadium Bar and Grill.
So you got another one, but a different one.
I did. I got the club.
So not the pickle brined one.
Yeah. Although I still think they use the same breading on the club chicken sandwich. But yeah, listen, it was amazing. And if you want to try the food and have listener lunch with us at Stadium Bar and Grill in the month of May, we'd love to take you and your coworkers. Just get entered on the 98.1 K-Hawk app.
But if for some reason you are not able to do listener lunch, your work, your schedule just won't allow it, we invite you to take yourself to lunch at Stadium with a $50 gift card.
Treat yourself with a $50 gift card to Stadium Bar and Grill. Shout out, by the way, to Scott and his coworkers with Fire Station 7 with the Cedar Rapids Fire Department.
They were so fun.
Great group. They shared
so many good stories.
Some fun stories.
We've never taken a group of firefighters to lunch before.
I don't think so. I think this was the first time, which is kind of hard to believe.
We've taken other law enforcement in the past, but I think this was the first time.
Listen, if you can work it out in your schedule, we would love to take you to listener lunch. Make sure and get entered on the K-Hawk app. But right now, caller 10 gets that $50 gift card. 365-3698 or hit the call us button using your 98.1 K-Hawk app.
Portland.
Giving away free food to Stadium Bar and Grill.
K-Hawk, good morning. You are caller number 10.
Yay.
Hey, what is your name?
Rachel.
Rachel, you have got a $50 gift card to enjoy the great food at Stadium Bar and Grill in Cedar Rapids.
Yes, I can't wait. Thank you.
Yes, enjoy the great food at Stadium Bar and Grill. We have 2 lunches left in the month of May.
Which means 2 more gift cards to give away.
Can you believe we're halfway through the month of May?
No, it's crazy.
Already. Get entered for listener lunch if you want to join us. Country 98.1 K-Hawk. Jason Aldean in trouble with a heartbreak. It's Brain and Courtlin. And Courtlin, you get to go do a fun remote. Not that all live broadcasts aren't enjoyable.
Yes, but not very many of them are held at amusement parks.
No, they're not. Courtlin broadcasting live on Saturday from Adventureland.
On Saturday.
How crazy is that, man?
Adventureland is having their season opening. It'll be the very first day that they're open this year.
That's awesome.
And I am going to be there celebrating also their 50th anniversary.
This is amazing. Adventureland 50th birthday, their 50th year of being open, which is awesome. I mean, you know, if you're a native of Iowa, you grew up going to Adventureland. That's just one of the things you did with your family over the summer.
And I feel like it's really transformed over the past few years. Like they're always adding new things and revamping rides. That includes the reimagined Underground, which is going to be reopened this season.
Yeah, and I believe it will be open on opening day when you're there this Saturday.
Well, so here's what I get to do. I get to go to Adventureland, do a broadcast from 10 a.m. to noon. The park opens at 11 a.m.
Okay.
And then when I'm done with my broadcast, I get to go walk around Adventureland and ride the rides and eat food and play games and have a great time.
Man, sounds like a rough gig.
I know. It's going to be a tough day for me.
So, yes, Adventureland opening for the season this Saturday. Courtlin is there 10 to noon. If you are over at Adventureland with her, she'll be signing folks up for Lainey Wilson tickets at the Great Jones County Fair in Monticello later on this summer.
I'm going to have my own tent. I don't know where I'm going to be yet, but I'm sure there will be other broadcasters around me as well.
So Courtlin will have details about tickets, and they're going to have specials, I believe, on season passes for Adventureland, too. So save some money if you plan on going multiple times this season.
And the weather's supposed to be really nice on Saturday.
Going to be beautiful for Adventureland's opening day. Join Courtlin at Adventureland this Saturday on 98.1 K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk, Tyler Hubbard, and 5'9". Good morning, it's Brandon Courtlin, and joined in studio by intern Reagan. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to day 2.
Thank you.
I already love her as our intern because she brought us Brugger's Bagels this morning.
Okay. Full disclosure, though, Reagan, tell us what happened when you got off the air yesterday.
I got a Venmo from someone and to get Brugger's Bagels, so I thought I would bring them this morning.
I mean, come on.
I don't know whoever that person is, but bless you.
I tell you what, you win a prize. I don't know what the prize is, but congratulations, you win.
You get to keep being our intern for another week. This is going to be a week-by-week basis.
No. So you do get to play Courtlin's Secret Sound.
That's your real prize.
I don't know if that's a treat or not. How this works is Courtlin is notoriously bad at sound effects. I'm horrible at guessing. And so each week she will do a sound effect, and we all have to try and guess what noise she's making.
I think that last week's was tough. I was a dishwasher.
You were a dishwasher.
But I chose mine a few days ago, and once you figure out what it is, I'll explain why. But I think today's is going to be pretty easy. Is
this another noise where we cannot look at you because there's some sort of motion you have to inadvertently make?
Kind of. Okay. I'm going to just angle myself to the side. It really helps to visualize the sound that I'm attempting to do.
It does. Once again, feel free to play along in your car on the K-Hawk app. Get your guesses in. All right, here we go. Here's this week's Courtlin's Secret Sound. Courtlin, are you trying to start your lawnmower?
Yes!
Yes!
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Now
it takes like 9 tries to start my freaking lawnmower.
Do you not choke it?
What does that mean?
Okay.
Is that when you push the little button?
Yes.
Oh, I have to push the little button at least 8 times.
No, it's where you strangle the guy you pay to do your lawn.
And then I pull the thing, and then when it finally does start, all this white smoke comes out of it.
Yes,
so
that's a good sign. You're fine.
I've had it for like 5 years. I got it on Facebook Marketplace for $100.
Listen, now the reason I knew that it was... I just had this image of you over there going...
Yeah, that's why I had to turn to the side.
That's great.
Wow,
Look at that.
Reagan didn't even have to guess. You got it.
Was that what you were going to say? What were you going to say?
I was going to say that because I saw her shoulder move.
No, you saw it. You saw the pole.
Well, see, today was an easy week for everybody.
That's great. That was really good. Good for you. Starting a lawnmower or attempting to.
Yeah, if it was actually started, it's like...
That's great. It's like my window's open and my neighbor's mowing his yard. That's how real that noise is.
Oh, man.
Courtlin's Secret Sound on 98.1 K-Hawk.
It's time for the latest in country music news. Country Quickies with Brain and Courtlin from 98.1 K-Hawk.
Well, it is ACM Awards week, an award show normally held on Sunday, coming up on Thursday night, and the ACM Awards will be once again honoring the late, great Toby Keith. Toby's friend Jason Aldean will be doing the honors this time. Jason sharing on his social media that he'll honor Toby with the performance of Should Have Been a Cowboy. Toby's signature song that went to number 1 back in 1993.
Do you think he'll know all the words?
Poor Brooks and Dunn. Yes, Brooks and Dunn tried that. Didn't go over too well at the CMT Music Awards, so I'm hopeful that Jason can do a proper version to honor Toby Keith. Once again, that'll be at the ACM Awards coming up on Thursday night.
Well, speaking of the ACM Awards, Nate Smith and Avril Lavigne are going to be performing together. We already knew that, but now we know exactly what they will be performing. The duo is releasing a new version of Nate's current single. The post from Nate reads, "Y'all aren't ready for this heat. Bulletproof featuring Avril Lavigne drops Thursday at midnight." So, by the way, the ACMs got 3 awards out of the way early last night, giving out the awards in 3 separate categories for Best New Artists. Megan Moroney, Nate Smith, and the duo Tiger Lily ended up winning those New Artist Awards. So, yes, once again, the ACMs tomorrow night at 7.
So, Willie Nelson has a new book coming out. Honestly, I'm surprised that this hasn't been put out already. But Willie has announced he has a new cookbook coming out, along with his wife, Annie. It's called Willie and Annie Nelson's Cannabis Cookbook.
Oh, boy.
Mouth-watering recipes and the high-flying stories behind them. I'll bet.
Mouth-watering.
Yes, the book will feature recipes from their favorite meals to eat on the road, that they eat at their ranch just outside of Austin, Texas, and some Tex-Mex inspired favorites.
Interesting.
It'll be out this fall. Once again, Willie and Annie Nelson's Cannabis Cookbook. Can't wait.
So Zach Bryan is currently on his Quittin' Time tour, and apparently he had quite the traumatic experience while he was out on the road this week. Fans at the show on Monday night noticed that Zach was sporting a red bandage wrapped around his arm. Well, as it turns out, Zach and his girlfriend, Brianna Chicken Fry, were in what sounds like a pretty serious accident before getting on the road to Arkansas. In a new video on TikTok, Brianna said, "2 nights ago, Zach and I got into a traumatizing side-by-side crash. It flipped a bunch of times. Everything shattered.
Wow.
Thank God we had our seatbelts on, but there was a lot of blood, and we thought we were saying goodbye to each other. And after the ambulance came and he got all stitched up, we were like, oh my God, thank God it didn't hit an artery. It was just a huge gash. We were okay. We are happy and alive." But then Brianna went on to say that things spiraled from there because when they got back on the bus, one of their cats escaped, and when Zach went to catch her, all of his stitches burst again.
Oh, no.
And it was like another bloodbath.
Oh.
So luckily everything is okay. Everybody's all right.
Did they find the cat?
They did get the cat back, so
check, make sure
it all
okay.
worked out.
All right. Those are your country quickies this morning. It's Brady and Courtlin on 98.1 K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Nate Smith and World on Fire. Good morning. It's Brady and Courtlin. And intern Reagan joining us in studio again today. Day 2 here at K-Hawk. And she'll be our summer intern and coming in on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Reagan, welcome back.
Thank you.
Are you less nervous now because you've already been on the radio 3 times?
Yeah.
Okay. We told you every day it gets easier.
I feel prepared now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of threw you into the fire yesterday and you responded beautifully. So we made Reagan nervous again today when we said, hey, guess what? We're going to ask you 10 random questions live on the air. And she's like, you're going to do what?
So these are questions that we've asked tons of people that we've interviewed in the past, especially country artists. And we have very carefully put together this list. Very, very important questions that are going to let us know the type of person that you are.
Meticulously curated by our crack research staff here at K-Hawk.
For example, question number 1, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Okay.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 2. This is our 2-part question.
Okay.
Okay. Your favorite smell?
Okay, this is weird, but chlorine.
Oh, yeah, I get
That's
it.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your least favorite smell? Something you cannot stand.
Black olives.
Wow.
The smell of
black olives.
That is so random.
Very specific. Okay.
All right, question number 3. Chinese food or Mexican food?
Mexican food.
I feel like that's the correct answer in Iowa.
Yeah. I mean, look at all the Mexican restaurants we have. Although, listen, can't beat some good Chinese, though.
No. Hai Chai?
China King and Marion's my personal favorite. Now that we're done shouting out restaurants.
All right, question number 4. What is your favorite TV show to binge watch over and over?
Probably Gilmore Girls.
Okay.
I think that's a classic.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Okay, number 5. You get to recommend that everybody listen to one song. What song do you choose?
Ooh, I know. This is a tough one to consider.
I feel like this is just listen to your heart, like the first thing that pops up in your head. That's a good one.
Probably I Remember Everything by Zach Bryan.
Ooh,
And Casey Musgraves.
Look at that.
Yes.
It's a great song.
It's a really good
It's my
song.
favorite song right now, so that's got to be my go-to.
Perfect. Okay. Number 6, what's the movie that you know by heart? You can quote it forward and backward.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Oh, that's a great movie.
My favorite movie.
Wow, okay.
That yellow dress, iconic.
I need it.
Okay, question number 7. What is your spirit animal?
Probably an elephant.
Okay.
Explain?
Elephants never forget.
Is that it? You have a great memory?
They also have big hearts. They're sweet.
Yeah, I
creatures.
just feel like they're kind animals.
They are.
And I was gonna say,
And you're also a kind animal.
Yeah. I was going to say, you don't have abnormally big ears or anything? Or?
No. A giant trunk.
I'm glad you made that joke and not me. My gosh.
Okay, question number 8. What was your first job?
Working at a campground.
That sounds kind of fun.
Yeah.
Was it fun? Do you remember fond memories of
What
that?
was something unfun about
I
it?
still work there.
Oh, you still do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Everything
yes,
about
I
it
do.
is great.
Sorry, my first job is my current job. Wow.
Okay, question number 9. What's your favorite vacation destination?
Like that I've been to?
Yeah.
Jamaica.
Wow, yeah. That'd be
I
right.
would like to go to
That'd
Jamaica.
be right up there on my list
Yeah.
had I ever gone.
When's the last time you went to Jamaica?
Like 4 years ago.
Okay. And your final question. What would you have as your final meal?
Steak and corn.
Yeah.
That's so Iowa.
Yep.
That's the most Iowa answer
Yeah,
I've
it
ever
is.
heard. Maybe with like a side of bacon.
Maybe mashed potatoes.
Oh, yes.
No, that's Idaho.
That's
Yeah.
with corn on top. I put corn on top of the potatoes.
You could just make like a famous bowl.
Your own famous
but
bowl.
with steak. That would be really good.
There you go. 10 random questions. See, that wasn't so bad at all, was it?
No, not terrible.
And now we all know about Reagan. And we actually, if you want to see what she looks like, we did put up a very cute photo on the Facebook page that she is criticizing. And it's driving me nuts because she looks adorable.
Yeah.
So if you want to go say hi, you can do that in the comments on our Facebook page.
And we've told her that K-Honk listeners on social media are very nice.
Yes, we did. So please don't prove us wrong.
Prove us right, would you please?
We want her to stay, okay?
It's Brandon Courtlin on 98.1 K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids number 1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Back then, right now, from Tyler Hubbard. Good morning. It's Brandon Courtlin. Intern Reagan joining us in the studio this morning as well. And tomorrow night, the ACM, Academy of Country Music Awards, happening. They're on Prime Video, although don't worry, you don't have to have a Prime membership. You can still open up the service, the app, and watch it tomorrow
For free,
night.
yeah.
7 o'clock Iowa time, correct?
Yes.
And so, as we do with every award show, we have to make our expert picks on who we think are going to take home the biggest trophies of the night.
And it's fun because it's not just you versus me this time. It's you versus me versus Reagan.
Yeah, so Reagan is getting in on this as well. Do you like to you like watching all the country shows, don't you?
Yes, I
the
do.
award shows.
Some of these are tough, I will say.
Yeah,
there were a
Reagan-
couple of categories where it took me like 15 minutes to figure out who I was going to choose.
Reagan, you felt the pressure of picking some of these categories too, didn't you?
Yeah, there was a couple I wasn't sure. I was between 2.
Okay, we'll find out here.
We're probably all wrong.
Probably.
I'm guessing some of us, we'll get some of these right between the three of us. All right, here we go. We'll start off with the big one. Entertainer of the Year. Your nominees this year include Kane Brown, Luke Combs, Jelly Roll, Cody Johnson, Chris Stapleton, Morgan Wallen, and Lainey Wilson.
I went with Luke Combs. I went with my heart.
Okay.
I did Luke Combs too.
Okay, I went with Lainey Wilson.
That was my second pick, actually.
So, once again, if you're nominated in that category, you're kind of a big deal. I figure that anybody that takes that home deserves it.
Well, it's funny that you say Lainey Wilson because she's my pick for Female Artist of the Year. The other nominees are Casey Musgraves, Megan Maroney, Ashley McBride, and Kelsey Ballerini. By the way, Megan Maroney just took home the Best New Female Artist award.
Yeah, I think Lainey's going to win this one. What
Yeah,
about you?
that's what I went with too.
Yep.
Okay, Male Artist of the Year. Luke Combs, Jelly Roll, Cody Johnson, Chris Stapleton, Morgan Wallen.
This is one of those ones where
It could go to anybody.
I'll explain my pick. I picked Luke Combs, but only because I didn't pick him for Entertainer of the Year. I think he could win both, but I think if he doesn't take Entertainer of the Year, he will at least win Male Artist.
I went with Jelly Roll.
Oh, I can't argue with
He's
that.
had such a huge year.
Yeah.
What
I
about
did
you?
Cody Johnson.
All right. Yeah, also
I
having
think
a big
he has
year.
a good chance.
We all picked different ones for
I
that
like that one. We're going to have to find out who's. We'll watch it.
And the winner's Morgan Wallen.
It'll be Chris Stapleton or Morgan Wallen. Yeah. All right, Duo of the Year. Brooks and Dunn, Brothers Osborne, Dan and Shay, Maddie and Tay, The Warren Treaty.
I went with Dan and Shay.
I also went with Dan and Shay. Reagan?
I did Brothers Osborne.
Okay.
That's usually my go-to, but
Yeah.
because Dan and Shay made a comeback in the last year and got back together and released that new album, I don't know. I feel like they've got a good shot.
Yep. Group of the Year, or otherwise known as the Old Dominion Award.
Yeah. Do we even need to read the other nominees?
Old Dominion is what I picked.
It's got to be Old Dominion. That's that's who they give it to every year.
All right. Talk about a tough award to pick. Album of the Year. These are all great. Getting Old by Luke Combs. Higher, Chris Stapleton. Leather, Cody Johnson. One Thing at a Time by Morgan Wallen. And Rolling Up the Welcome, Matt for Good by Kelsey Ballerini.
I went with Higher by Chris Stapleton.
Reagan?
I did Leather by Cody Johnson.
Okay.
Are you a big Cody Johnson fan?
I am, but I also just think a lot of his songs are popular on that album rather than the other artists.
I went with Higher by Chris Stapleton. It was my favorite album from last year, so.
Yeah.
Will it win? We'll have to wait and see.
Okay,
Not
so
sure.
the last two categories we have here are Single of the Year and Song of the Year. Song of the Year is the one that goes to the songwriter.
Yes.
Single of the Year is the one that goes to the artist.
Single of the Year. These are big hits. Burn It Down, Fast Car, Last Night, Need a Favor, Next Thing You Know. Reagan, what do you got?
I did Next Thing You Know, Jordan Davis.
Okay.
I did Fast Car.
I did Fast Car, but my second pick would have been Next Thing You Know.
Well, my Song of the Year pick was Next Thing You Know.
That was my Song of the Year, too, is Next Thing You Know.
My Song of the Year was Fast Car. We were opposite. We were opposite.
We just flipped it around there.
A little switcheroo.
I see what you did there.
Okay, so those are our picks.
Yeah.
Hold on to these papers. Whoever wins gets, I don't know, something.
This is a legally binding contract between the three of us. Okay, it's official. The listeners have heard. So the ACM Awards coming up on Amazon Prime Video tomorrow night. It's Brandon Courtlin on 98.1 K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids, #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Latest from Megan Maroney. I'm not pretty. It's Brandon Courtlin. You know who is pretty?
Cody Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people would say he really knows how to fill out a pair of Wranglers.
I mean, he does.
Okay. I'm glad you're saying that, and I'm not.
He looks good. He's a good-looking guy.
He's a real cowboy. He came from the rodeo world.
Oh, yeah. That's why
so I think that helps.
I showed my mom his photo and played a song for her, and she's like, who is that?
Yeah. Well, Courtlin's mom and everyone else, he's coming to the Great Jones County Fair in Monticello on Saturday night, July 20th. We're giving away Cody tickets all week long. We're making it pretty darn easy.
Yeah, we are. First of all, though, we did it early this morning, so you did miss it today. But don't worry, because tomorrow we're going to be doing it right around this time.
Yep, right around 9:05 tomorrow. Listen for that medley of Cody Johnson hits and be caller number 10 when you hear it. And you'll have tickets and fair admission passes to see Cody at the Great Jones County Fair in Monticello with your country concert leader, 98.1 K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids, #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Jordan Davis and Tucson, Too Late. Brandon Courtlin wrapping it up here on a Wednesday. Intern Reagan wrapping up her second day.
Week 1 in the books.
Questioning the decisions that she has made in her short life and how they have landed her here in the K-Hawk studios.
Well, she's not even going to school for radio, so it's not like she has to do this forever.
Oh, she's changing her major, aren't you? You've already said that you're
100%
communications major now. Oh, yeah. We've changed your mind.
I'm sure.
You've inspired me.
Hang on, let us show you our paychecks.
Excuse me? All right, back tomorrow morning, bright and early at 5 a.m. Dad joke to get us out here on a Wednesday.
Oh, okay, hang on. There we go. I found it. Okay, Brain, what does a sprinter eat before a race?
What does a sprinter eat before a race? I don't know.
Nothing. They fast.
Oh. I like that one. That's good.
I thought it was a good one.
All right. All right. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Until then, have a great Wednesday.